in the Gene Keys, we have this lovely word called Synarchy, and it's like the self-organizing network, collective intelligence that connects all beings in a massive, higher, hidden harmony. And so, like, if you think of bees or wasps or ants, those are great examples of synarchy, of those creatures, or murmurations, as they're called, of birds that move as one in big flocks, or anchovies or schools of fish, and you see them moving as one. And actually, that's the whole of Gaia as well. Everything, the mycelial network that lies underneath and connects, and often it's invisible. It is invisible. Or the quantum web that's also like mycelium that connects us all. This is the pod mind. This is the future consciousness for us, for humans. And it's a big reason for the Dream Arc even existing, this program. And as you go deeper into the program, you will come across hidden places in the Dream Arc where this theme keeps coming up. You'll find it. I won't tell you where they are, because you'll find it. That this theme of a future human consciousness that is in the process of being built. And the Dream Arc's part of this, because the Dream Arc is about the village consciousness, and it's about having the courage to reach out to a stranger, as we're always inviting you. If you like an piece of artwork, send an email to the artist, or if you find someone, come and use the forum and chat to someone or meet someone. And we've got lots of ideas for how you can do that. But the hive consciousness, the Dream Arc was created because it followed from my work with what's called the Venus sequence, which is about working with emotions and trauma. And the Venus sequence came with these imagery originally of bees, because it was about the bees in the heart and the hive of the heart. And then as I finished that teaching, and the Dream Arc started to arrive, I dreamed my first dream of the Dream Arc, which was of a little bird called a bee-eater. And I'd never seen a bee-eater. It wasn't something that was in my consciousness, but I saw it in this powerful dream I had, and it was catching bees in the dream. And it was funny because I've just come from the bees of the Venus sequence, and I even used them on the imagery back then. That was in 2005 and around that time. And I did a big course, and I had bees on the front and stuff. And anyway, then I had this powerful dream about the bee-eater. And that's the little bird that you see on the Dream Arc logo. So sometimes you see the logo, but it's that little bee-eater on there. So it's actually, I mentioned that because it's about the way in which consciousness always connects to the next iteration of itself. So if you have a bee, you have to have something that eats a bee, and then it's, and there's always something that eats that, and there's always something that learns from that. So it's symbiosis, where everything is learning and helping each other. And this is the power of the pod, and that's how we learn best, by meeting each other, by communing in our chats when we get together in our pod meetings. And that's where the magic really occurs. And so it's a key insight. And the bee-eater, by the way, it's the vision of intoxication, because it gets intoxicated by the venom of the bees, and it loves to eat, and that's us as well. Like our relationships, our love for each other, for ourselves, reaches out across and is creating new networks of intelligence. And this is a shift. This is a quantum leap that's in the air of our whole planet. And the Dream Arc is here to prepare us for that quantum leap. It's a new way of operating, and it takes a long time. I had this realization just yesterday, actually. I realized that to really integrate the Dream Arc is going to take 7 years. It has to take 7 years, because 7 years is a cycle of imprinting, and our body changes every 7 years. So if you really want to fully awaken through the dream arc, and the dream arc has the capacity to take you all the way to full awakening. I'm not talking about just sort of, a sort of new age version of awakening. I'm talking about, Tibetan Lama sitting in a thing fully awake, right? That kind of awakening. But the dream arc does it in life. Like, it does it through life. It doesn't require you to go on a sort of in another mystery school on a training. It's like, it is a mystery school, but it's the mystery school of the right brain, of our imagination, of our creativity, of, our heart, of our innocence, and so it's wild, but it's our togetherness that holds us and protects us. It's our availability and our surrender and our playfulness that actually is the thrust that helps us move through all these layers. And every category is essentially an initiation. An initiation is how we awaken. We awaken through layers of initiation. And sometimes the initiations are very, very intense, like the leapers, for example, or the changers, which might be more incremental. Or sometimes the initiation is gentle, and it's just a single message that's just dropped in that helps us, and we have a penetrating insight that changes the direction of our life because a messenger just dropped it in. Or sometimes it's a laugher that just makes us giggle and unlocks something that has been there since childhood, and we just never laughed. We were never able to laugh at that side of our nature before. Every single one of these categories, as Rosie said, is just an initiation, and they're buried in life, like in our lives. They're there right now, every single one of us, whether you've chosen a category. Let's take everyone outside the dream arc, people who've never heard of the dream arc. Right now, they're all in a category. They're all in one of these categories, sometimes more than one. Everyone's going through some initiation. And they might be healing. They might be in a trauma. They might be. What it does, the dream arc, is it gives us a mirror for our right brain and our left brain to decipher what the hell is going on. And that's our spiritual journey. So it gives us this really amazing, it hones our ability to understand and intuit and surrender to what's actually going on without us trying to control it. You don't need to control it. That's the one thing is not needed. What's needed is play. And that's the secret of the dream arc, is that spirit of play and yielding and learning and discovery and, generosity of spirit, all these things, all these pillars of the dream arc. And so, the power of the pod is central to it, because we need the support of the village, of each other.